I'm going to go ahead and start recording. Do I see the audio wave things?
We're going dark.
There's waves, no wub wave though.
Disappointed!
What is a wub?
It's that noise that dubstep makes. Wub, 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 wub.
It's a type of wave, really.
Yeah, and it goes wub, 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 wub.
It's not like a scientific name.
Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast number 103. I am with Dabra, and here with me tonight I have Zap45.
Hello, that was a wonderful intro.
Tijin Lee.
Hello, lads.
And Chaos Mana.
Hey!
We were just discussing what a wub was. Please tell me you're going to add that into the beginning, so that the intro thing.
No, he's gonna add it to the end.
Do it! Or at the end, whatever.
I haven't talked to you guys in forever. What have you been up to?
Well, I have been playing a little bit of Ark. Not what you
Is that
think.
a
It's
dinosaur game?
not for my Let's Play. Today I was actually logged onto the very first server. I logged on for the first time since they introduced this mechanic where if you do not log on
nostalgia.
after a while, you can delete buildings that are around. And I just kind of wandered around finding all the old buildings and destroyed them that belonged to other people. It made me super happy.
Why are you being so mean to them?
Because I hate that server. It treated me bad. So I've decided to be the rogue vigilante that comes across and starts destroying people's shit when they don't log on in time.
You're like the executioner.
Yep.
You're like peeing on their graves.
I break down all their walls, I kill all their dinosaurs, and they take their stuff, and then I hide it in a chest underneath the water and hope that it's surrounded by crocodiles and hope that no one else finds it.
Do you harvest anything? Like, take
They're
their
organs.
dinosaurs. Tame them.
No.
Ride them.
You can't really tame their dinosaurs unless you knock them out first and then tame them. I just want to skip that step and just murder them and take their meat and then put their meat on random campfires and light them on the beach and then walk away.
I don't want to camp with you.
I don't want to keep listening.
You don't understand what this particular server did to me. This is just rewards.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to
They're
talk about
tearing
it.
him
It's too
apart.
hurtful. You're tearing me apart. Oh.
So, if you die in this game, are you done?
No. It's
You
if
die in the game, drive for real.
yeah, exactly. No. If you die in the game, you lose all the stuff in your inventory. But then you
Like Minecraft.
wind up spawning again somewhere else, either randomly on a beach if you don't have a bed made, or if you've built a bed somewhere, then you wake up on that bed. As long as you haven't violated the 5-minute cooldown since the last time you died.
Violated.
Yeah, so if you die 3 minutes after you've respawned, then you're fucked. You're just gonna have to respawn somewhere randomly on a beach somewhere. It punishes
You don't
you.
want to die that
It
fast.
punishes you for dying frequently. Just don't do
Well,
it. It's a bad idea.
what if someone's like spawn camping you?
It's your own
Maybe
damn
that-
fault for not. No one
It's
should
your
be
own
able to
damn
spawn
fault.
camp you inside your own house, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, technically, if they're whatever. Anyway,
I mean, sure, someone might be able to use some C4, blow a hole in your wall, and then
Wait,
instead
they
of
have
destroying
C4?
the bed.
Yeah.
Well, you can eventually
Advanced
learn how to make C4.
technology.
what?
Yeah, it's a little crazy, but yeah, you can strap some C4 to the side of a building. And,
While you're still looking like a caveman.
well, hopefully at that point in time, you've got some nice flak armor on and have got automatic weapons and stuff like that. That's hopefully where you wind up being when you learn how to make C4. It's really expensive.
You don't gotta be beautiful to be a genius.
You don't, but it helps. One of the best things to do is
The
actually
cavemen.
strap a lot of C4 to a
Figure all that
dodo,
shit out.
and then have the dodo. You carry the dodo around on either a pterosaur or an argentavis, which is like a giant eagle, and you drop it nonchalantly into someone else's base, and then you use the remote detonator to blow up the dodo bomb and kill
Is this a
everything.
live dodo or a fake dodo?
It's a living dodo. It'll wander around making little dodo noises. Being cute.
Kamikaze doo-doo?
Instinct.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what happened to them.
the worst thing you could possibly see is someone drop a dodo into your territory and then see that
Now-
there's a little red name above it, which means that it belongs to someone else. You're like, oh shit.
Oh,
Now, what
no.
if you put the dodo in a brown paper bag, light the bag on fire, and then put it on the doorstep and ring the doorbell?
It's kind of the equivalent to that if when they stepped on it, instead of dog shit being in there, it explodes their face off.
Oh, okay. That's not what happens?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens, yeah.
Okay.
My question is, could you just like hand deliver a dodo into some territory or whatever? It's like, oh, this is my pet dodo that I'm carrying around, and then not notice the C4.
Well, you can't carry the dodo, but you could whistle and have the dodo follow you. So you could walk into their territory with it following you, and then use the remote detonator.
Is it adorable?
So if a dodo has a big baby, did they lay a massive dodo?
I don't understand the question.
Dodo sounds like doo-doo.
Yes, he was
Yeah,
making a
it
joke.
sounded like you were just gonna like have people say deuce and stuff like that. It sounded like that they're just taking a shit in someone else's base.
I think Zach picked up what I was putting.
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry, I'm a little
Smelt
above
nasty.
toilet humor. It just went right over my head.
I've been making poop jokes for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's been going hard.
He's a classy bitch.
Yeah, that's right. I just came back from a wedding that I was in. I'm definitely a classy bitch. I looked good in my tux, man.
Yeah,
Whose wedding was it?
yeah, yours.
It's my friend Matt's down in Delaware
Yours?
during a hurricane.
During
No,
a
it wasn't
hurricane.
mine. Yeah, it was down at my friend's his now wife's parents' restaurant. So we weren't like restricted by the menu. Like we went all fucking night. It was awesome. Like it was like a 7-hour event. So like the ceremony was about 20 minutes, and then it was just party.
Sounds like
5
fun.
hours.
Nice.
It was an absolute blast. I danced more than I've ever done in my life.
I'm
really good at dancing, probably.
I was the best man at a Mormon wedding, and
What was
let
that
me
like?
tell you what.
Did you have to wear the underwear?
I'll
no.
tell you what.
I'll tell you what, Bobby.
You tell me
I'll
what.
tell you what.
Tell you what.
Turn
No,
down for
uh,
what?
I said what?
It was extremely.
God damn it,
the only
Bobby.
the only saving grace is that the other groomsmen had flasks full of other wonderful, courage,
Booze?
social lubrication, if you will.
Wait, so you were stealing swigs from other guys' flasks the whole time?
Yep.
Why don't you bring your own flask?
Putting your grubby lips all over things that their grubby lips have been all over? It's like you made out with the entire groomsman squad, or whatever they call it.
Listen,
Groomsman Squad.
Groomsman
we
Squad.
had cups, and some
I'm
of us
stealing
used
that one.
caps. You know, it was
New
it was
Marvel
very
hero movie.
classy. Honestly, I couldn't stand both the groom's and the bride's family. So I'm like, I'm going to drink, or I'm going to say something I shouldn't say. So I'm just going to drink. So that's what the rest of
but
us.
that- the
groom-
drinking
Doesn't,
causes you
doesn't
to say
drink
the thing.
cause you to lose your inhibitions? And
No.
then
Well,
you say
yes.
stuff anyway?
Yes, it makes me lose my inhibitions, but being sober Zach and drunk Zach have a connection. It was a very strong bond where we don't
You have
say
a
shit.
kinship.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
kinship.
well,
We
it's,
don't
you're
say
drunk
shit that
enough
we're
to
not
not care
gentlemen's
about
agreement.
stuff, but you're not drunk enough to just do whatever.
Listen, I'm a.
That's kind of how I
pretty-
get.
I'm, a
I'm
pretty
much
dumb
nicer
drunk,
when I'm drunk.
but I have rules that I abide by at all times, no matter what. So just
And what are
check-
those
What are the
rules?
rules?
Yeah,
don't
you-
fucking say shit you shouldn't say.
Rule 1.
Rule
Okay.
number
Rule
one.
2.
Rule 2, don't accept a drink from a stranger.
That's a shitty rule.
Rule 3, rule 3 is to
Always
Are
wipe
you
from
drunk
front to
now?
back.
Are,
Okay.
are these
yeah.
your common sense
You're
rules?
fired.
I'm losing. Yeah, this is my common sense rules.
Don't
I have-
write a self-help book.
exactly. Yeah, rule
Just
number
gonna leave it at
15 and point
Rule
4
number
dash
9.
Don't be
A.
on a podcast.
Actually, one of the waitresses that I oftentimes help us out. Every Monday night, I go and have $2 drafts. Most of you guys know this. And at this pizza place.
You
And
never
one of-
invite us out.
And well, because you're just like not really around the corner. Otherwise, I would. But one of our waitresses last Monday had gotten married the night before, and like she was completely hungover. She came down and sat at our booth, and she's like, "I just need to hide for a minute. I'm so hungover right now. How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Why are you hungover?" And she's like, "Believe it or not, I got married last night." I'm like, say what now? She's like, "Yeah, actually,
And divorce.
my husband is right here." He came in to bring me an extra change of underwear because the ones I had were riding up. I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, that was totally overshare. I'm sorry." I'm like, "Well, do you have any
How's the
pictures?"
wedding?
And
How's
so,
the marriage?
so she wound up sitting with us for a while as she showed us her phone and all the photos that she had taken or whoever had her phone at the time had taken. and like she had a really cool looking wedding dress. I want to say it looked kind of like a white mermaid, but that's not really giving you a really good description. It was very form fitting up until it got to the bottom,
mermaid cut,
and it tapered out. Is that what it's called? Because it just kind of tapered out at the bottom. Yeah. So it looked really cool, but it didn't quite look like a mermaid. But that's kind of the general shape. And she was rocking
that's a funny dress because it looks like it's hard for them to move in.
I know it looked like it would be impossible for her to move in, but hey, it's a wedding, and you're only going to wear it once, so what's it matter, right?
Some people are.
I'm going
to a wedding.
One of them.
I'm going to a wedding at the end of the month that she's getting married, and then the next day she's having a dress destruction ceremony.
Wait,
like they're gonna throw paint on it and stuff. She's gonna like turn it into like an art piece, like after the wedding.
Well,
again, I don't think she spent like a shit ton of money.
What does it actually entail?
I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna watch her throw paint at this dress. I don't think she spent like a crazy amount of money on it.
That could be pretty fun though. I mean, it's something you're only gonna wear once, so why put it in a plastic bag and shove it in a closet somewhere when you could turn it into art? Let other people look at it.
Some people have that nostalgia or whatever.
Also, it's more so that their daughter gets to wear it for their wedding. It's like, here's my wedding dress.
That's assuming your daughter can fit in your own wedding dress.
I mean, true. But, this was grandma's, this or that.
I'm like, I would not want to get married in something my grandmother or grandfather wore. I'm sorry. It's not like that.
Still smells like
that thrift store song where you're like, I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible.
It's washed. You know what? You guys are rooting the sentiment of the whole. You know what?
No, I would throw paint in.
Zach wears exclusively grandpa clothes.
Yes, that is the truth.
That explains a lot, actually.
That explains a very regal human being.
Have you heard his sayings?
Yeah. He stumbles through the second and third sections of his sayings, and it doesn't go anywhere, and then I fire him.
I'm so sorry. You just fired Zach?
Yeah.
Now it's a 3-person podcast.
Now you're going to have to hire somebody to manage all these fucking social medias, guys. Good luck.
Well, we'll just cut the social medias. We don't need them.
I got Twitter unlocked.
Oh, just Twitter? Oh, you don't have everything else? Like, for example, Instagram, which our Instagram is actually, and our Facebook. They're both actually doing
What do you post onto our Instagram page?
Facebook hasn't got a new like in a year.
It did get a like. It got a like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been posting on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook.
What do you Instagram is photos, right?
Yes, I post photos on Instagram.
What type of photos are relevant to TFT? Like, do you take selfies or your food or
cosplay from 2015, RTX 2015?
You're still posting stuff from 20. Oh, okay. I see.
It's October though. That's the thing. It's from RTX. It's October and it's cosplay. So I'm like, I have all these photos that I took that I'm never going to put on anything else. So let's give some activity.
Yeah, it's not. It's there's a couple of parts of our social media that we can put things we otherwise wouldn't really have a place for. Like, there's photos we want to show, but other than making a montage on our YouTube channel, that we don't really have a spot where it could go.
Or it's like, hey, look at the bottle of vodka Zach finished for our League of Legends drink stream. Or here's a cool mixed drink.
Right? Listen,
wait, so
brag about it.
Wait, say what?
I'm not bragging about it. I have the feeds open and I'm giving you a list of activity.
I know you do the League of Legends thing, but I know you're really into Hearthstone right now. Do you do that live too?
Yeah, I've streamed about 3 or 4 hours of it live, and I've enjoyed the feedback from the community. There's been like 1 or 2 people who popped in for a game or two and then left.
So how is that? I downloaded the Hearthstone app, but then once I downloaded the Hearthstone app, Google said, hey, a lot of people who downloaded this have also downloaded Magic 2015. And I'm like, hey, I like Magic, so I downloaded that. And so I have Hearthstone downloaded, but I have yet to play it. Instead, I've been playing Magic 2015.
So you went with Google's recommendation instead?
Google knows me. It knows I like Magic.
You are obsessed with Google. I've never seen a bigger Google fanboy than you.
I heart Google.
You
Google
really do.
Me.
I'm on Google's bandwagon.
I actually just bought the new what's it called? Is it the Nexus? The
Nexus.
The Nexus. I've pre-ordered the new Nexus, so I'm going to have my first unadulterated Google phone in the middle of November.
So that's your
November.
Nexus
Google
phone?
phone in November.
Dude, it's going to be. I have the Google Nexus 6, and it's an amazing phone. I love it so much. Yeah, but when it comes
looking forward to not having any of this shitty bloatware. Anyway,
yeah, it doesn't have too many bloatware. I mean, based on your cell phone provider, but that's a whole other rigmarole. But for Hearthstone,
Rigmarole.
it's a pretty easy game to get into. Like it's supposed to be like super casual. However,
But it's made by
into-
Blizzard. They don't do anything super casual.
Well, I think that's kind of why they made the game. So it starts out casual and then gets more and more complicated based on like how enthralled you are with the game. So I'm trying all kinds of different like quirky, gimmicky strategies on some games or other games. I'm just like, I just need to win. Just need to win so I earn more gold so I can buy more packs. I'm $40 in the hole when it comes to Hearthstone, but I've also
Wait a minute. You've spent
40
$40
real
in
dollars?
real dollars?
Yeah, real dollars.
OMG.
Okay, all right. Well, here's the
I've
thing:
spent
$40
plus hours.
How long have you? Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
$40 for 30 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he bought a real game.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
I've spent like almost 600 hours playing Ark, and I spent $30 on that. Like, that's crazy.
All right, well, give him time.
I mean, yeah, that's
Give
you
him time.
though.
He'll get the 600 hours.
Eventually.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a Hearthstone tournament, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, because
we've all played
Dark, you should join
Minecraft
us.
for 800 hours.
Dark, you
Man,
can join.
$20.
I need to have played Hearthstone first.
Hey, I'm gonna be. Well, that's the thing, though. I'm gonna be joining the tournament, even though I have barely played a game like that at all. I'm just gonna
Okay.
like play it a couple times beforehand just to know the game, like how you actually use the cards and whatnot. But
You should
I'm gonna have to
definitely-
just
like, yeah, just do like 3 or 4 like test.
I'm gonna have to cut my
games.
losses and just go ahead and do it. Just like to appease another one of the waitresses during $2 drafts night. She's like, "You need to watch The Walking Dead," and she's like, "I'm not going to talk to you unless you watch The Walking Dead." So I'm like up to the 4th episode. So now I've got to be like peer pressured into playing fucking Hearthstone. But you know what? I will, just for you guys, because
Yeah, just do what everybody
because
else
I
wants
love
you to do.
you and I'm gonna
Don't do what
it.
you want to do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, because Sealand's getting back into it because now that there's a tournament and you can win either second place prize is $5 worth of card packs, and then first place prize is
We could probably give him there's
Or some
probably a good
alternative.
Steam equivalent
yeah,
of that,
or some equivalent. If
I thought you were about to say foursome.
or
yes.
a foursome if you'd like.
This is a force.
You're-
That could be
that.
fun. I'm all for foursome. Let's do it.
Now, is there a real card game version of this?
I don't
Is this
think
based
so.
off a real game?
I don't-
No, it's
I-
It's similar to
just
Magic.
it's just a video game.
It's similar to
Okay.
Magic, but
Yeah, it seems like they used that as a good like start, and then it's one of the games that started online rather
So that's
than
gonna
Which
thing
is
that
niche.
that's gonna be what bothers me though, because I'm used to the Magic rules. So if there's anything that isn't exactly like Magic, I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense," and I'm
it
gonna want
makes
to rage
dude,
quit.
it is so easy a fucking monkey to play this game. Honestly,
Oh, is that why you play it so
it's-
easily, huh?
exactly. But no, that's besides the point.
Did a monkey beat you? Is that
No,
why you say that?
I refuse. I refuse.
Do you refuse to play a monkey because it might beat you?
Listen, once a monkey starts playing Hearthstone, I'll play it and I'll whoop its ass, and then it'll throw shit at me, and then it'll be just a
Will
bad
you feel
experience.
proud about it?
No, I won't.
It's like, fuck you, monkey.
You just picture him like with a shovel, scooping up the shit that the monkey's throwing at him, like "fuck you," and
Yeah.
throwing it back at him.
Exactly. Also, for that, I agree with your comment.
What was his comment?
They talked about how Hearthstone is definitely a game you should look into.
Yeah, for something that if you're going to be listening to it is completely without the Twitch chat, might be good to say the comment first. rather
Yes,
than
Adam.
Oh.
You're
yeah,
supposed
good
to read
idea.
the fucking comment.
I had to refresh, so I only read like the first 3 or 4 parts of it.
It's just all sorts of excuses.
I feel like
he
a
didn't
dick
bring his
now.
A game tonight.
It definitely seems like I took one look at how you're actually supposed to play like Pokemon and even Yu-Gi-Oh to a certain point. It seems a lot easier to just like pick up off the street, so to speak. Just be able to like, okay,
Pokemon
I
is,
already know
like,
how to play all of the ins and
Scary
outs of this.
complicated by comparison. Like even to Magic, Pokemon is like weirdly complicated.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are they're super complicated. They've gotten way.
Yeah, it's a lot more so than the show would lead you to believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
the
and my
show's
brother.
like so and so battle so and so. Use your blaster attack, and that's
That's
not
how
how the
it-
game
you know-
goes.
That's how me and my
I play
brother would
Puff
play.
of Greed.
And I draw 2 cards.
It's super effective.
Yeah, well, that's how me and my brother would play Yu-Gi-Oh. We just played by the show's rules, and then we'd like rewatch an episode. Like, is that how they did it? And it's like, I think we had fun.
You think you don't remember? You're not
well,
for sure?
Yeah, I had fun. I can't ascertain whether or not
If you
we had
watched
fun.
yourself playing that then, like if you now watched you then, Do you think you'd still have fun?
Maybe.
No, I see. Okay, so I was kind of asking you to be an asshole, but at the same time, I'm not really asking because when I'm playing Magic against certain computer players, it feels like they just cheat so fucking badly with the hands that they have. Like, especially, I hate playing against the damn white Magic people.
Yeah, the white deck.
Yeah, because they're like all about life, and they have all these like special cards that they'll draw, and they're like, here's an instant. I just healed 7 life points. I'm like, fucker, I just like coordinated an attack to get rid of those 7 health points, and now you're right back to where you were before.
Yeah,
pisses me off.
There's a class called the Priest on Hearthstone. It's like all about like I'm gonna put these because each in Hearthstone every class has their own specific class specific monsters and spells. But the Priest has a card. It's like I'm gonna put that in my hand, or I'm gonna put 2 copies of that in the deck. And I'm like,
it has a mimicry card.
Yeah, it's a mimicry card. It's a spell specific priest only card that lets him use other people's cards, and it's frustrating because like.
Wait, what color is this? This will help me build my deck. That sounds like the perfect thing to have to piss people off. I should play a white deck then. Okay. Yeah. I've just logged that away, so when I join you guys, I'll be playing a white deck.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically each Hearthstone deck has a color as well. I just recently paid attention enough that that's a thing. I was too busy playing the game to notice, but when you select your class or champion or whatever the fuck you want to say, there's a red deck and there's a gold deck and there's a blue deck, a green deck, a brown deck, and blah blah blah. So it's really cool to see the comparison when Dark talks about.
Well, I got that right off the bat. Just kind of looking at the general rules, I'm like, this looks like Magic, and that's one of the reasons why I was hesitant to play it because I know it's not. So I'm going to want to play it the same way, and then I'm going to get myself fucked over because it's not going to have the same nuances as Magic actually does.
And so we're going to talk about Tejan's anecdotal stuff now, right? Or
yeah, I was about to say, Tejan, you told me earlier you had something that you wanted to tell me, and you were going to wait.
So I have some bad news for you, Dark.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was bad news. Never mind. I don't want to hear it.
Bad news for you.
Tell it to Chaos. I don't want to hear it.
Chaos, I have some bad news for Dark.
All right.
You want to hear it? Is your man bun making you bald? That's a headline that I'm reading right now.
I don't know how to make a man bun.
Don't you wear a man bun sometimes?
No, I've tried and I failed.
Well, here's the thing. Don't, because it causes baldness.
Only if you pull it too tight.
Here, I'm gonna read the first 2 sentences of this article. If you're a man who possesses hair so thick and luscious that you sometimes throw it into a casual updo, and you'd like to keep it that way, this is a warning. Tight buns can cause baldness, meaning your man bun could put you at risk. Traction alopecia, whatever that means, is a condition that occurs when someone wears their hair pulled back tightly over a long period of time. This result is not pretty, acute baldness around the hairline and temples. So,
it gives you a widow's
also, here's another term. Have you ever heard of a top knot?
Yes, that's...
I've never heard that phrase before.
I've only heard that phrase associated with chickens, not humans.
Thought it was associated
a top
with
knot
Japanese.
is like the guys who wear or when girls wear the bun at the very top of the peak of their head.
Oh, that, okay.
So it looks like a button on top of their head.
That's so cute.
Holly will do it sometimes. I just go button, but she can't have acute baldness, so she can do the updo. Yeah. Well, men sadly and thankfully cannot do it.
No. The trick, it's what it said. It's a tight bun. You don't want to pull your hair so tight to where like you can feel it on your roots. It needs to be a loose bun. It needs to be like a more casual bun. If you like pull it really tight, yeah, that's what's gonna help add to your own baldness.
This is an article from the Chive.
This is from Huffington Post.
Oh, Huffington Post.
I mean, reliable.
Why is the Huffington Post making articles about man buns?
Because there's nothing going on.
They have a humor section. They have really.
Yes.
They have a humor section. HuffPost weird news.
Oh, so they can just submit random silly articles.
Well, kudos to them. I mean, it is
politics, business, media, silly world.
It is useful, I guess. But yeah, no, you don't have to worry. I don't know how to make a bun. I've failed over and over and over again. But 2, if I do figure out how to do it myself, it will not be a tight bun. It will be a loose bun. And
See, I don't know why this doesn't include ponytails because that does the same thing.
but it's the same.
So
it's
why
also
why
the
is
same
just
rules. You don't
man
want to
buns
pull your
getting targeted?
you want to pull your ponytail too tight. As long as it's loose, especially not pulling at the front, you're going to be okay.
Okay, maybe
I don't think the man bun is that good of a look. I know I'm on the minority there, but
It's more of a functional look. Like when
I understand why it's functional because girls do ponytails and buns too. I rarely see it look super good or like kempt. You know?
It's functional. Like so, like anything that's supposed to look really good, it's going to take a lot of work to make it look fancy. But otherwise, it's really functional, especially on a really hot day and you want to get your hair off of your neck. Otherwise, it's going to get matted with sweat against the back of your neck and it's going to be super gross. So it's nice to be able to pull it up and get it out of the way. And
right, it's the same reason girls do it.
Yeah, or if you're like with me, you work in a place that serves food, I have to pull my hair back into a ponytail. But sometimes if I'm like looking right or I look left really quickly, like it like slaps me in the side of the face. So I want to like be able to hide it, tuck it up there and keep it out of my way completely. But I still don't know how to do that. It keeps on falling out.
Yeah, I don't mean to bash the look completely. I'm just saying
you're bashing.
It's very fashionable now, and some people just can't pull.
I think here's the thing. It's sort of like akin to Asian culture, where there's like a lot of warriors who wore the bun, and there are even some I think Norse.
People have had ponytails forever.
Yeah,
it's just a thing.
Especially back when haircutting technology was a little bit more barbaric. Like, just
no, that's not why.
When the bear would bite the back of their
I know
hair
that's
and
pretty
rip
much
it out,
that's definitely not why, but that also if you had the choice.
It's like if you look at different Amazonian tribes that have not had contact with the modern world. They'll like put a bowl over someone's head and then just take a knife and cut the hair at the bottom of the bowl, so everyone has this like weird bowl-shaped haircut.
Or you can just go to Supercuts in Walmart and get the same thing.
I would never go to Supercuts at Walmart. One, because it's
at
Walmart.
Your mom and say, "Mom, put a bowl on my head and cut my hair."
Yeah, I mean, if you're cheap and you're 12-year-old Zach and you had to go to Supercuts, then that's where you'd go.
What are you talking about, 12-year-old Zach? I know that's where adult Zach just went like last week.
No, excuse me. I go to Sports Clips.
What's the difference?
It's the adult version.
Okay, so it's not in Walmart, but it's...
He went to Kitty Reebok, now he's at adult version.
I'm not spending $80 on a haircut.
Like a bargain brand haircut.
Sports Clips is
affordable.
Why were you
spending $80 on a haircut?
Ryan, what was that place where you spent $80 on a haircut?
Go hit him.
Tony and Guy? Tony.
Why would you do that? Like,
how good does
guy
his hair look?
For a good percentage of it is
not. It's a racket.
They don't have to do that much to be.
It's bullshit how much they have to spend on their hair. It
depends on what the stylist actually has to do.
It's like
I know that, but
like my hair has gotten more expensive to get cut than it used to be, but it just depends on what I want them to do. If I'm just like, I just wanted to take a little bit of, take the split ends off the ends and just leave it alone after that. He's like, okay, I'll just charge you for the wash and for the little snip. I'll just do that for free. But if I'm like, hey, you know what? I want you to put some layers in this shit.
Yeah, layers.
Then the price goes up. But it just depends on what you need.
Exactly.
Layer me.
Yeah, well, my hair is super thick, so after a certain period of time,
you've always got a good hair.
I do, but it's because I
He's
refuse.
like, yeah, I do.
It's because I refuse.
Thanks, bitches.
Yeah,
it's because I use.
No, it's because I refuse
insert product placement here.
It's because I refuse to let some stylist or barber tell me or
you can't tell me what to do, and then he just walks out.
No, I'm like, I order them around. I'm like, this is how I want it, and this is how it needs to be done. And if you don't do it right, I'll go somewhere else.
So guys,
I never do. I just find pictures online. I'm like, do that.
I feel really awkward.
Or I take a picture of my old haircut. I do that.
I never I have a kind of basic idea, but I never remember to get any sort of picture. So I'm always like, I don't just do what you want.
Do what you want. Never ever say that.
For a few months.
Well, if I'm getting my hair cut as short as I usually do, even if it's bad, it's not going to look bad for more than a week.
Yeah, because all three of you have Zach's hair is a little bit longer, but Teach and Chaos, you both have pretty short hair.
I haven't had long hair in probably about a year, but I usually go pretty long. I'm keeping it short now, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm keeping it. It's weird, because I normally keep it long for the winter and then short for the summer. But now I've just been keeping it short all year round.
I do miss
I'm
the
letting my
easy
hair come out of my
maintenance.
face now.
Oh yeah! Now that it's getting colder here, I a lot more of the guys at work have got are starting to grow in their beards, and I'm
Guys,
loving it.
let's not shave.
It looks so much better.
Zach,
Yo.
Chaos.
Yo.
I almost combined your name to Zeos.
Chaos.
That's your fusion.
That's our fusion.
Zeos Pana. You need to not shave for a month. I want to see what happens.
I don't. Well, I've seen pictures of David when he hasn't.
Yeah, I just get obnoxious sideburns.
It looks good. Like when you have facial
that
hair, it
sounds
looks
awesome.
really good, and then you shaved it all off, and I'm like, no, now you look like a weird woman.
Really, I can't really grow.
Do you have to shave?
Yeah, I have to shave.
Okay.
I can't really grow.
In
It's very
person, I
patchy.
never really see any like stubble or anything on
Yeah,
you.
because Zach, if you look at his face close enough, or if you have good enough vision from a distance, you'll see that he just has like little splotches of hair. Nothing
Exactly.
consistent.
Yeah, it's nothing
So
consistent.
if you let it grow out, it would be like just little splashes of
Look like
beard.
Oh my god! It actually reminds me of this Asian guy that I work with. He does the dishes, and he tries so hard to grow out this little tuft of hair he has on his chin. He doesn't really have any facial hair, and it's only like maybe 50 hairs total on his chin. He lets them
At
grow
that
out.
point, just trim that.
Like
Get rid of
he's
that.
trying so
Come on.
hard.
It's gonna morph into something.
You got so far.
Like
Yeah, it's funny. Like we had one friend in our group at like college who could grow a beard. We just always like, you're the beard guy. And now like he's like, everybody knew him as beard. He kept it pretty trim, but it was nice and bushy and long. And then last year I started like, I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna shave because I don't feel like buying razors, so it's just gonna happen. And then it turned into this, and I'm like, wow, actually, it's pretty impressive. And now I'm beard guy.
Yeah, you become.
I saw people at the wedding that I went to. I hadn't seen in like months, and this is the first time they ever saw the beard. And you know that thing, like anybody who's had a beard, like people don't see it, they immediately grab your face, like grab the beard, and they want to touch it. I'm like,
Yeah.
do not fucking touch my face.
I
So
get that- I get
why
that
do
a
you
lot.
keep it then if you don't like that sort of thing happening?
Because that's everybody else's problem, not my problem. Don't touch my face.
It's like, I actually get quite a few women that flirt with me pretty hardcore from across the way where I work, just because I've got the beard going on, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Compensate for tattoos.
Huh?
You're getting a tattoo?
Yeah, I'm getting.
You're gonna tattoo a beard onto your face?
No,
I like it. Do that.
Most
Yeah, you
girls-
should tattoo some stubble on your
at
face,
least a lot of
like
girls.
a permanent
Maybe-
6 o'clock shadow.
Just take a pen and just do some dots, and then that's practice.
I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of girls these days either want a beard or tattoos or both. So I'm just gonna get tattoos.
Every girl is
Oh,
different.
this sounds like
Sure.
Zach is having a case of identity crisis. Now I'm sad.
I kind of want the Deathly Hollows on my right arm. Been wanting that for like 2 or
But if
3
you're doing
years.
it just to get chicks, that's like the
Well,
wrong
no.
motivation to do it.
It's that my last name's Potter Dark, so that's why I'm doing it. 'Cause It's
Because you want to be Harry Potter?
no, because I like the book
Get the
series.
tattoo of the round glasses.
I like
around
the
your
book
eyes.
series, and I also enjoyed the movies, and that's
Because
just
you
been a
share
part
a
of my
last
life.
name with the character?
Well, yeah, not necessarily.
I'm so
You-
confused, because this sounds like identity crisis, and you insisting that it's not.
Listen, magic is not real. You're not a wizard.
hate everything. Hate everything.
Let's all have an intervention for Zach, starting with the whole...
5 points from Gryffindor.
making a joke about compensating with tattoos, and then I segued into wanting to get a tattoo.
The size of your wand doesn't matter.
And now it's
It's all about how you use your wands, not the size.
Listen, you gave us ammo. We're gonna use it.
if you know such thing.
Give us
Saying
the magic
things.
bullets.
Saying things.
Just
and
make
then
sure
said
you
other
return
things.
your wand to its holster when it's not in use.
So, does anybody know anything about the sport rugby?
No.
At all?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Doesn't it have like mallets or something?
Yes, it should. There are no mallets.
Shit. Nope, I don't know.
cricket?
I don't know anything about rugby. Then
Okay, so it's
wait,
very,
are
it's
there
very
horses
similar to
involved?
football. Say it again.
Are there horses involved?
No, what? That's polo.
Oh, never mind. Nope, don't know anything
Yeah.
about it.
All right, so it's a very similar sport. Not really, actually. It just kind of looks like football. Like the actual football ball looks like a football. It's a little bigger though, and men don't wear pads and they hit each other. Very similar to how like football is. They use their bodies instead of their heads because it's very dangerous and they don't wear pads. But the whole point of the story is that the Rugby World Cup is happening in England right now, and I work in the city, so I'm just like, I got to go out to lunch, so I'm just going to pick an Irish bar and watch my first rugby game and try and figure out what the hell is going on. So I sit down, and for the first, probably 25 minutes, I have no idea what the fuck I'm watching. These guys are running around, tossing the balls to each other. I don't understand the rules. Like, I'm thinking, like, in regards to football, you know how football, it's like 4 downs, and then there's a stop to play, and there's a turnover.
Say
This
what now?
doesn't have that. There's no... You really don't even know the rules for football?
I watch football for the commercials.
Okay. Anyway, that's how it works. And these guys are like hitting each other and like handing the ball off. Like it doesn't look anything like American football. And I'm more confused going in than I thought I would be. And there's this old guy sitting at the bar and he's like cheering on these guys. It's Canada versus Romania. And I turn to him like, tell me what the fuck is going on right now. And his eyes light up. This guy's
Oh my.
75. He's so happy that I asked him this. And he just fucking sits there and explains everything to me. He tells me every position, every strategy, all these different things. And I'm like, oh, wow, this, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, okay, this sport is actually pretty awesome.
I actually want to do this now. I love finding myself in bars somewhere, and there's always sports playing. I'm just going to do that next time. Be like, can you tell me what the fuck is going on? Just to
the
see.
aesthetics of the story, you're gonna say that he has an accent.
He didn't have an Irish accent, but he
Most
played,
people
he
that go
played
into
rugby
Irish
back
pubs in the United States
1930s,
don't have
I think.
Irish accents.
Just wish, like it'd be cool. Like,
You
I
need
was
to drink
almost
more.
there. I was almost. I think, but it's like I was almost there.
In
like,
public.
You broke the immersion. I was imagining him to be like this old
Okay.
Irish dude.
Listen, Zach, he had an Irish accent, right? So he's telling me the rules, and like I feel bad because I have to leave now, and I'm trying to like escape too, and he keeps talking, like I'm clearly like packing up and ready to go, but he just keeps going, like doesn't blink an eye that I'm like leaving.
It's
So he keeps me there for like another 5 minutes. I'm like, listen, I gotta go. This all sounds amazing. Maybe I'll see you in here another time. He's like, oh, I hope so, man. Like it's yada yada yada, and
wait,
I
he said,
leave
I
the
hope
bar,
so?
he's like, oh, I love talking about this stuff. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's so lonely.
Yeah, man,
super nice
it
dude.
sounds like he's wanting to set up a second date with you, and he's going to be like, hey,
That's
you
the
into
thing.
older
He
guys?
wasn't like weird. He was just enthusiastic about rugby.
It'd be kind of like if someone asked me to explain the plot of Metal Gear.
Okay, no, all
Yeah.
you have to say is Hideo Kojima, and then say no more. You just walk away slowly.
Now, what does that do? What does his brain cave in? Does he blow up? What happens?
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
You black out, and
I black out or he blacks out?
And you wake up
I don't wanna
9
black
years
out.
later from a coma.
Okay, so I'm in the future.
yes,
Sort of, but
Have
you're
I
not.
aged?
Yeah,
Yes.
you'll be in the future, and everything will be weird.
So what's the point?
And there'll be a
So I
guy,
just sleep for
and he'll
9
be wearing a
years?
metal beard.
I don't become immortal and just preserve myself for 9 years.
I mean,
Why 9 years?
Don't worry about
Does
it.
it depend on the size of the body?
No, it
Brain
has to be
functionality?
9 years, because that's what the Gears of War Special Edition HD remake was. They did 9 years instead of a 10-year anniversary.
why would they do that?
I don't know.
Why are we talking about Gears of War suddenly?
All
Because
the
you
money.
said 9, and that's the only thing I had to
What?
No,
reference.
he said
You
9.
couldn't mention the movie 9. It was a very interesting movie. It was-
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's a well-used number. It's not that high up there, so it actually shows up a lot in Latin things.
yeah, doesn't it? What's
9
another-
is not that rare.
Yeah. What's
Wait,
another
you're talking about
thing?
the nine movie with the like little sack people, right?
Yeah, the
sack
burlap
people.
sack people. Yeah,
That was, I think, if I'm remembering right, that was actually pretty good. But I
it
only
was a
saw it
surprisingly good
once.
movie. It was a surprisingly good movie, but
I
it's
need
been
to
a very
see
It had
long
good
time.
music. Actually, I thought the plot was really dumb. I like the voice acting.
I thought the
music
art
What's
pretty
the
good.
I thought
plot?
the
All I
art, the
remember is like a bunch of sack people in a world full of really spiky things that want to kill them.
Sack people trying to find their creator or something like that, and then most of them die.
A
And
lot
like
of,
2
like-
of them are like mean, and yada yada yada.
It was a very
Oh.
like sort of.
Now I don't want to watch it again. Thanks a lot.
Elijah Wood's in it.
It had
Oh,
great
really?
music, great art, and great voice acting. And I was just happy living in the world and being a part of the story.
You'd be happy living in that world.
Not, yeah,
Everything's
That's
good.
Wait, what is the
Terrible,
story
Zach. You're a
about?
terrible person. Oh my god.
Wait. No,
Talking about
what's it-
immersion.
We just told you that the story's about.
It'd be like someone being like, I love the world of The Walking Dead. I wish I could live there.
Me too.
No.
Oh,
I don't think
no.
I'd want to live in any story that I like. Like, I love these worlds and stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't want to fucking live there.
Sign me up.
This all sounds awful.
Sign me up.
Sign Zach up for the zombie
I don't want to live where
apocalypse.
there's dragons
Oh yes, finally I can kill zombies
or Cylons.
or kill.
You'll be the guy that they want to use
We're not
as a
the heroes in these
distraction.
worlds. We're just
And then you're
we're
going to
dude
start
number
running
7.
because things are going to go wrong, and then you're going to get bitten, and then you're going to be the guy that's like, please don't leave me. And they're like, you got bit. You're like, no, please don't leave me. Like, we're going to leave you, or we're going to shoot you. Like, no! And then it's super sad.
There are
And
plenty
then-
of people who talk a good game when it comes to the like zombie apocalypse plan and this and that. And I'm like, I don't try to be like that. I don't try to make myself out to be a badass like mofo when it comes to the
Does
zombie
everyone
apocalypse.
Does everyone have that one friend who you look at him and it's like, yeah, that guy's gonna totally be the main character?
No.
Like you're
I
like your
think that
friends and
every
stuff
day
like
I
that.
look in
Like
the
I have
mirror.
a friend who I think like I'm like he'd be the main character in the story. He would totally be the main character. I'm sidekick number 3. I know this.
I think everyone's their main character in their own life, you know.
Yeah, but you think you have to put it in the context of like a fantasy story or stuff like that.
Okay,
that
I guess that'd be different. I don't have any friends like that.
Am I the only person who's thought about this?
I feel like someone.
No.
may have
I thought
something.
about that before, and I think that I would have trouble following someone else's orders if I didn't agree with them completely. So I would either, 1, have to like run my own faction, or 2, find someone who I agreed with very, very deeply, and then be as like number 2.
It's just
Yeah, that's funny. What archetype do you think you would be in like a fantasy story?
Chaotic neutral.
like what archetype,
chaotic
like,
good.
character.
Oh no, that works
Yeah,
for it.
like a character.
Chaotic neutral. He's like, but you just said like like I don't think I'd follow orders of the main character, or like I'm the main character. I don't follow
depends.
the orders of
Is
the
this like-
establishment.
Is this like a
And
Lord of the Rings
No,
fantasy?
because-
anything you want, anything you want.
Yeah,
Because I
think
would
that'd
have
be-
to be like for the good of the general population. So if someone had a personal crisis and it was going to be more it would cost more to deal with that personal crisis than it would be to say, look, cut your losses while you can. We're not going to bother with that. I would be that douchebag and be like, no, we're going to leave him. No, we're not going to take that risk. Like this is a
The
I don't
liability.
want to be on your team.
The calculated risk and loss. You definitely don't want to be on my team. If it's a zombie apocalypse, I'm going brutal, savage, renegade. Like I'm killing everything and anyone that stands in my way, no matter what the purpose. Like,
But that's terrible. Like you're not likely to survive long if you do that.
are you
because
fucking kidding me?
No,
Yeah,
if you do something like that, if you don't have anyone to protect you, that means you're also like everyone is then your enemy. And
'cause-
in that sort
exactly.
of situation, either you're gonna be really lucky with foraging and finding food,
What about
or
my
you're
So
family
not
you'll
are
be
the
able
only
to fight off
yeah.
like 1 or 2 people, but if you get like a group of
They have
3 people that are
guns.
coordinated, then you're fucked.
I have guns.
You
Doesn't
you
matter,
have
they don't
guns,
have
but
guns
what if,
too.
like, say,
They have
what
guns
if,
too.
You run into a group of 3 people who also have guns, but they're working as a team.
See,
It's like
This
the
is-
only
How do you
way
get yourself
can-
out of that situation?
Yeah, the only
well,
way
you
you
have
can
food,
you
they
have to
don't.
you have to pretend to be. Look, in the zombie apocalypse, no one's gonna take a picture of you and then look around. There's no like way I can finagle myself out of a situation if I have to be.
How do you talk your way out of that situation where they have guns and you have a gun, you have the food, they don't have the food?
I give them
How do you partner up
the
with them?
fucking food and then I walk away.
Okay,
You don't
so
try to team up
for
with
the
them?
record, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm not going to be on Zach's team.
You don't want to be on my team because the food is actually poisoned because I didn't give them the right food. I gave them
Oh, okay.
the poisoned food, or I gave them food strapped
why
to a whole
wouldn't
bunch
I-
of explosives. So
Are you saying you would poison anyone that was on your team? Is that what
No,
you
but-
just said?
I'm just saying if someone's like the situation you gave me, the ambush. It's like, oh, there's 3 people and you're only one person. And they're asking
you
for your
didn't know
food.
you were going to be ambushed, so how are you
Of course.
prepared?
You're always prepared. You should
He's just
expect
always
an
going to have
attack.
poisoned food
But they
sitting
want
around.
all of your
You should
they want all of
always-
your stuff. Give me the bag. Give me the bag.
Okay.
You have to hand them the bag.
It's fine. I'll,
How do you like?
you hand
so
them the bag.
All your good food is gone,
And then what
your
if- then what if
explosive
they, like,
poison
Then all
food-
your survival materials are gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what if they suspect that you have
Your detonator
poisoned
is
the
gone.
food? They're like, look, I don't trust this fucker. So they're like, you try it first, and then we'll take it.
Sure, if they're that smart, then
He's going to
you know,
eat the unexplosive food.
basically.
You're gonna know the difference.
No, you just jury rig everything.
But
Like, you, honestly, in a survival situation, especially of the zombie variety, you should expect to be attacked by both.
Just jury rig it.
I have the feeling that Zach thinks that these types of things are way more easy than what they actually are.
Dude,
I'm not going to be on his team when the zombie apocalypse.
I've made bombs before, and I know how to reload ammo and brass, and I know how to survive out in the wilderness with just a knife.
Oh my god,
he's
one of those survival
days.
people. He's like, I'm like man versus wild. I'm totally set to survive.
I am. I'm totally fine. Yeah.
My cousin is Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
his legal name is Bear Paw.
I actually have skills and tools to use.
Are they mad though?
Whatever.
Maybe.
Whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. When the zombie apocalypse happens. Actually, I won't even be able to see it because you'll be too busy poisoning me for me to be able to see any of your skills.
Chaos, where do you think you would be?
God, this guy's a dick.
I would be the guy that's maintaining the weapons, any technology that has survived. Help coordinating that, planning.
You have a specific type of knowledge that's invaluable.
Yeah.
So they can't dispose of you.
He'll be the one that makes himself useful, and
he'll be the
one washing clothes. And he'll be
driving forces,
I wish I had my Maytag.
Main assistants of the driving force or leader. I don't know. I don't know if the group that I would be around would if there's already a leader among us, or if otherwise I would fulfill that role.
I'm the guy in this situation who's already gone. He's so paranoid. He's already gone.
Yeah.
He didn't say where he was going. He just left.
Yep.
He doesn't take any.
No, you're the guy that
doesn't help the team.
It's a zombie situation where
we're
escaping. You rush in to save us from the zombies, and then we assume you're dead. But then you later come back, and because you somehow survived.
Okay.
You just show up out of the blue.
I feel.
Give him the slip.
I feel like once the world goes to shit and we don't have our rules or laws or anything, you have to be as brutal as the world is.
Well, actually, the zombie apocalypse, as depicted, would never happen because, dead things decompose, so we got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, true. Unless they were soaked in formaldehyde.
What if they're magic zombies?
If there's magic zombies, then all we have to do is just, learn magic ourselves and fight back.
Exactly.
It can't be that hard.
Hearthstone. That's what Hearthstone is for. It's when the necromancer comes back.
Oh my god, it suddenly makes so much sense.
All of it makes sense.
Yep. Coming around the corner. So, there's this little game called Destiny that I want to talk about briefly. That I really enjoy.
Every time you brought it up, Zach was never on the podcast. You're like, oh, so how's this new Destiny thing?
Yeah, I'm over it now. I don't care.
It's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game.
Okay.
I'm thinking of buying it this weekend.
Really?
This is the second year is superior to the first year. So if you're gonna start,
if you try to play it now, is there
it's easier.
No, hold on. Is there hundreds of dollars you'd have to pay to get the full version?
No, it's $80 for the full version.
So, wait, what?
Okay,
almost $100.
It's just you buy the base, and then every expansion pack is
just
$20 more on top of that.
It's just like any other MMO.
So should I wait another year where it's all packaged together and it's only $20?
You can, I guess, if you want to wait another year or find a.
That's what I did with Mass Effect. I didn't play it until all the games are already out.
Well, it's different when it's an online game. A story-driven or narrative-driven game is going to be completely different. I would wait 3 or 4 years to play Mass Effect.
Well, doesn't Destiny have a story?
It does, but
not really.
The focus... it does, but it has as much as an MMO would have.
Yeah, and the story's gotten a lot stronger now that they replaced Dinklage with Nolan. And
that's just a single voice. That's just a voice actor. You can't pin.
Worse.
You're more immersed with it because there's more emotion behind him. There's more enthusiasm.
So they have a better voice actor, but that doesn't change the story.
Yeah, it doesn't change the story that they're trying to tell.
Well, also, it's year 2. It's changed. Yeah, it's changed.
I will say that the voices definitely can make a difference. When they remade one of the Metal Gear games, they had the same voice actors, but they didn't have the same inflections. It was a subtle difference that actually made a lot more down the road.
The story's been
okay. So, what's a good book that you like, Dark?
Jurassic Park.
Okay, so here's the difference between Morgan Freeman reading the book to you or Carrot Top.
I don't
reading the book to you.
let other people
What
read books to
does
me.
well? Just answer for context. What would you prefer? What makes a better story?
Neither, because Morgan Freeman talks so slowly, and I would be bored out of my mind. And then Carrot Top. I would prefer Carrot Top because Carrot Top would rattle it off really fast.
Dodson here.
Yeah, I prefer Carrot Top.
My point that I was trying to make is that just changing the ghost voice actors helped the story immersiveness a shit ton, and then with the stuff they've introduced with Year 2, when it comes to the Taken King and how the Hive have evolved from basically Crota, and how your decisions that you've made and the things that you've done throughout the game have led up to this point where Oryx, the Taken King, comes.
As someone who's not played the game, everything you're talking about means absolutely nothing to me.
You can say that about anything, though.
Can you give me a little bit of context, though?
Okay, okay, fair enough. The context is you just killed this big badass dude named Crota, and there's even a scarier, bigger, badder-asser dude, aka Oryx, his father, that's coming for you. So now you have to find a way to save the universe once again, and gather up, 5 other buddies and do the raid. But at the same time, what's so great about Year 2 is to get a full story experience, you can kill Crota simply by just playing the single-player story. So you don't need to play the raid. If you're not a very skilled player, you can still have your own encapsulated story-based experience with Destiny.
Okay,
so you can beat the main campaigns alone.
Yes, you can beat all. You can go back from the beginning, do the House of Wolves campaign, the Bane of Crota, and then back into the Taken King all by yourself with a solo player, and enjoy the game itself.
Now that sounds way more interesting than what you said the first time. Okay.
Yeah, once I expand on it and you ask a question that I can expand on, I feel like that'll.
It's like listening, like one of those early 1990 cartoons when the geek starts talking and it's just gibberish.
Sure.
And you're
yes, exactly.
What the fuck?
Well, no, I completely agree because I was getting into all these different technical terms and I've sort of lost the scope of the fact that you guys don't play Destiny because I'm super into Destiny right now. So I'm talking about all kinds of minute things. So yeah. So now that I explained it if you were new to the game,
I'm glad that it doesn't depend on other people, so that you could just even complete the game. Because I know there's a lot of times when you might be good at Destiny, but the people that you're getting matched up for the raid aren't quite as good at this.
Well, the thing is, the raid is you use the Destiny app or the Bungie.net to search the forums, or you just hook up with your friends. And this raid, the other 2 raids were easy and scaled up for difficulty. And this raid in particular is...
It's raiding men.
Exactly. I appreciate
So, Tejan, would you and Ginger Hazel ever play Destiny together?
She doesn't like shooters. But I might. And then I have people I know who might play it with me.
Yeah, I'll play it with you. I'll help you out. I have a character that needs
leveling.
Other
people I know.
Other people besides Zach. You know people besides Zach? Oh my god.
Oh man.
I know you guys. I know the guy at the bar who taught me rugby.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
The guy at the bar that also taught you rugby plays Destiny.
It's if I can get the whole thing for $30, Destiny and all the expansions,
other passion.
I will totally
play with you. He was wearing a rugby
you.
shirt, and then over it was a Destiny coat.
Ah, right on.
Yeah.
Did I just hear a dog bark?
Yes.
No, that was chaos.
Yes. Don't pay
Bless you.
Bless you. Yeah, so the raid's it wasn't scaled, it wasn't easy, and then they scaled it harder through patches. Oh geez. Oh, okay. Looks like somebody stepped on a tail.
He's having a sneezing fit.
Basically. And this one it was built to be hard and complicated, and I'm sure that maybe they'll scale it down or even make it more difficult. Who knows? But it's a little if you've done the raid already and you're playing with somebody who hasn't done the raid, it's frustrating because what once became a 1 hour to 2 hour incursion in a raid is now 3 or 4 hours. Because then you spend like 15 minutes per encounter to explain what's happening, what's going on, what your job is, and then you actually do the encounter, which is anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes each, depending on the skill level and light level of everybody. So it's
Okay, now this sounds tedious. Suddenly, I don't want to play it anymore.
It's very grindy. You have to grind a lot.
It's become less tedious. Let's just say that. It's become more streamlined and easier to level up and easier to get better gear. But
that was my biggest complaint with it when it first came out, was how much grind it took to do anything.
That's why I sold it. That's why I sold it the first time. I sold it
they've
just
improved
as
everything.
They've approved of everything I had complaints about with Year One, and I think that's what's so great about this particular type of game on the current gen consoles is because
it can be console, but it's one of the first games to be so modular, even though it is a console game. Like that's something I really like about it.
Yeah, it's the fact that Bungie can get feedback from the community and be like, okay, we're going to change this for Year 2. We're going to do it bigger and badder and just better. You know, like the enemies are going to be this way now. The raids are going to be more complicated because people felt like Bolt of Glass and Crota's Bane is like, too easy or it was hard in certain parts. So it's just overall they did a great job of,
well, good. At least
stuff.
Something else is getting better with time, unlike a certain series that Rooster Teeth has just kind of shat out.
Oh, you want to?
Oh man! You just took my segue.
Oh man!
Can I still say my segue?
What was your segue?
Go for it. Say it.
Speaking of strange things in the hood.
Really?
I like Dark's segue better.
God, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
The bullshit.
It was smooth. Yours was trying too hard.
Well, that's the point.
He does try too hard.
Mine was more well constructed in its try-hardiness.
So
it's the Tejan way.
Did all three of you guys see the first season of Stranger?
I watched the first episode.
I watched it a very long time ago.
I think. Oh, are you talking about the first season?
The very first season.
Oh, I watched all of it. I love that one.
So yes, Chaos. Did you see the first season?
No, I have not seen it.
Okay, so at least 3 out of the 4 of us tonight have seen it. And I will go on record as saying I didn't think it was like spectacular in any way, but compared to everything else that Rooster Teeth was putting out at the time that was not Red versus Blue, it was by far better than everything else that they were putting out.
So you loved the original one.
I liked it.
Was revolutionary, and you love Sims, so
the two don't really have anything to do with each other.
I like Red versus Blue.
I enjoyed it, and okay, so I had seen bits and pieces of Alias. I had seen Lost, and those are 2 big shows that the show made that the Stranger had made fun of. So I got a lot of the references that they were making. I also missed a bunch of references because I know they were making fun of other reality TV shows that I didn't follow, but that's kind of what their gimmick was. They just took a whole bunch of stuff that was on TV at the time and was like, hey, let's just kind of poke fun at it all, and squished it all together into the Strangerhood. So I could kind of appreciate that, but this new season, oh my god, it just feels like it like they reached into the back end of a donkey and pulled out a steaming pile of shit and said, here you go.
Someone say that it just felt like they just not didn't care about the previous series as much, and it was like a lot more just like the humor was.
Well, it was only like 4 episodes long anyway.
I think they knew it was never going to live up to anything that anybody ever wanted, so they just did what the fuck they wanted, and that was it. And there's like, this is what you get. Nobody here wanted to do this.
It was so god awful. It's like I almost wish they hadn't done it. Like I was okay with just having a season 1 with no season 2. Like even though it said the Stranger had season 1, like as if there was a second one coming, I would much rather have not had a second one. Because I don't know what it was about this particular one. To me, it almost felt like it was a product of hate.
I don't think anyone expected this to be good, right?
No, I expected it to be okay, or at least on par with.
It had some funny moments.
Yeah, Strangerhood.
I didn't laugh once.
I just felt
when
awkward.
Lindsay's character said "fuck babies" or "fuck the orphans," I laughed at that. That was kind of funny. But it's. whatever what the hell was going on in the show.
I just-
the second episode was kind of fun.
I've only watched the
But-
first episode. I'll try to watch the full series and then make an opinion. It's just
Well, there's only 4 episodes, so it's not going to take you long.
yeah, fair enough.
Go watch it. We'll catch you at the end of the podcast. You got 15 minutes.
Gotcha. Okay.
It definitely felt like it had a terrible sense of identity crisis, since it didn't really know what it wanted to do. There were no TV shows to make fun of, so instead it just went after like
It made fun of itself and Rooster Teeth shows.
well, not so much that
And the internet.
to me it felt like they were just trying to make fun of like what would be a younger user base. So like the younger millennials, there's like, hey, let's take some like really hard, like really
What's the
cookie
people who
cutter
requested it?
stereotypes from the millennial generation that the older people would consider them to be, and just kind of smush them all together. So like no one had any.
Wasn't that what they did with the last series?
Not really. They at least gave them
Those
some
were all archetype
personality.
characters.
Like I remember all the
You
different
have the
characters.
dumb guy, the rich guy.
They do, but like
the
Tovar, he
chick,
was stupid, but he was so charming, and he had his mustachio, and like all the characters, they actually had some personality. These guys were just kind of like blank slates all the way around. I'm like, really? These are our main characters? And then they decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna ditch these characters for cameos from the other season. And like, okay, but they don't really sound the same. And wait, where's this explanation coming from? And then it's over. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, I honestly have no idea.
I actually thought it was a success in what they wanted to do. It's just like they was like,
It was a fuck you. Don't
We didn't
ask
wanna
us for
do this.
anything that
They
we don't
asked
want to
for
do
this.
ever again.
this is what we get.
I'm kind of salty.
We've got plenty of other shit we actually want.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I got. I got the direct impression that it was that they were giving the middle finger to the
Anybody-
audience. Like, don't ever ask for us to do anything ever again.
Don't ask
we
for
do what we
anything
want.
again.
But they were the ones that set that, like for the as the stretch goal for Laser
Because
Team.
they never thought they would
But
achieve
they
it.
were the ones that set the
They
fucking
had,
thing.
they had to get to $2.25 million.
But they
to
did
get
it!
to that.
and
People, I can't believe enough people chipped in money just to get
And
that.
that's
So
the
they
thing.
wanted
Like,
that.
if they're gonna be like, yeah, this is the stretch goal, and everyone's like, who pitched money in? They're like, oh wait, all right, sweet, we're actually gonna get this thing, and then to have this terrible like hate-filled thing, like, don't ever ask for us to do anything nice for you ever again. They're like, dudes,
I wouldn't say it was
we-
hate-filled.
we
I would
threw
just say it was
money-
lazy.
we all threw money at you because we believed in you, and this is what you're giving us back. I was
I mean, for the most part, you went to see the movie, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to see the movie, but this was still like part of the package. They made it like, oh sweet, yes, we're finally
Part
gonna.
of the reason, part of the reason that some people donated was because
Oh,
they're
boy.
fans
Nope.
of Strangerhood.
I was neither like overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I was just like, this had amusing bits.
I mean,
They definitely didn't want to make
I
this.
straight up didn't like it at all. I made a journal saying as such. I really hated
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been more and more on tilt or angrier at the Rooster Teeth company when it comes
What?
to the way they treat their
Don't get
community.
angry.
it. Doesn't have anything to do with the website still not working right, is it?
Well, it has a lot to do with it's just a whole bunch of different things. Like in a lot of their videos, they pimp their sponsor. Like being a sponsor is great. Here's sponsor content's okay, but at the same time, it's like, why do I want to give more money to you guys when your site?
Well,
isn't
they're
working?
appealing to all the people that aren't sponsors. We're already sponsors.
Yeah. Wait,
I'm
you're
not-
not
I
a sponsor right now?
No, I lost my sponsorship because of the site, and I'm not going to buy another sponsorship because
More about
I'm like a
Yeah.
sponsor
Is it
for the next
working?
3 years, dude.
yeah, I'm grandfathered in. I still get that like $10 every 6 months.
I feel like
Yeah, I have that
the
one
site-
kept up from like when I originally sponsored a long time ago.
Yeah, all these poor people, these anybody who signs up now, it sucks for them. Like what, $5 for a month, $15 for 3 months, and then $60 for a year.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
It's
almost unfair
especially
for us.
it's like yes, it's supporting it, but I remember Shadowhound during our last Extra Live stream like kind of broke it down and said that the money that they're getting from sponsorships is like very insignificant compared to their other sources of income, to the point where it's just like
I wouldn't say that. I think it definitely now, since their user base has increased since Red vs. Blue season 8, like it's blown up, and I think they've gotten a fair amount from sponsorship.
well, I mean,
Or
he
else they
actually
wouldn't
had
be
like the
asking
figures
for
and
sponsorships.
whatnot in front of
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
Well, percentage-wise, it may not be as large, but it's still a sizable chunk of change.
Well, I mean, like mathematically looking at all the stuff and like
he
Say,
calculated
like,
how
one
many
t-shirt
users
is
were on the
3
site and how
sponsorships.
many sponsorships possibly could be. Like I think what he did is he estimated how many users were on the site based on what previously released statements. And then
So we
he
can always
said
like get
if-
him on
if-
like a podcast or something to actually like talk about what he was saying.
So then my question is, then to directly to this, he'll probably listen to this later, is if the amount is actually an insignificant amount, then why did they bother increasing the money, the amount that
maybe to
you'd have to
make
pay?
it more
They
significant.
can.
And like I actually don't know.
Because even
about
then
that
it wouldn't
part.
raise it significantly, because that
Probably
in the grand
because
scheme
they've
of
seen
things
more
that's not a
activity.
lot. So like obviously they have to be getting a pretty decent amount of revenue from it if they're actually going to keep on increasing the price. Otherwise, what's the point? If it's just a drop in the bucket, then really, what's the point?
Well, it's because it's like making money without having to do anything. It's just
It's like, why sell the $1 candy bar when you can you have the $4 gallon of milk in the same.
Now you're just making them
store?
sound
It's like-
evil. I'm not ready to jump on the whole
It's just like-
RT is evil thing.
No,
You
it's
sell
like
things that are
for
cheap, you sell things that are
example,
expensive.
it's like, oh, I want to make a let's play. Okay, well, you know what? You don't normally like make let's plays. Let's put that in the sponsor section for content. It's like the sponsorships. You know, they unlock new stuff for the features in the site, and now just recently they've been rewarding people for being a sponsor and even an early adopter, like you guys said. Because you're an early adopter,
Is that what they're doing now?
better
Like I
cheap.
just
you get the lower price cost when it comes to
pay them so that I get the little star next to my name.
that too. Like you can have the star, you can have the colored text.
You're the worst kind of sponsor.
Well, I mean, at the same time, it's like it's like the best thing for a company because they literally don't have to do anything to make money. It's like a guaranteed
They're
money.
doing plenty, dude.
Which I know they're doing plenty. I'm just saying, because the way it works and the way it's set up is they don't have to do anything with much effort
Yeah,
when
we
it comes to.
spend enough time bitching about those guys.
I agree. Teaching Lee, didn't you want to like mention something about something else before we
Nah, we're getting pretty late. I'll save it for another
Wait,
time.
what time is it? Oh,
It's
we
10 to
have
7.
gone
Yeah.
over. We have. Oh, this is all right. Yeah, pimp our shit then.
All right, lads. Thanks again for everybody who watched watched this episode of the TFT podcast. Everybody in the Twitch. Do we have anybody watching on the Twitch chat right now?
We do.
Of course we do.
Hi guys.
We got our usuals in
Um,
there. Hi.
I love the usual. They're my favorite people. Subscribe to us on Twitter, at the forum thread or at TFT Plays. You can find us on YouTube, TFT Productions and TFT Plays. That's our gaming channel. TFT Productions is our YouTube and other stuff. You can like us on Facebook. You can find us on Vine or Instagram. We're all over the internet. All over it.
Our
everywhere.
internet.
Yep.
Every corner of the internet. We have TFT Lathes currently being made.
We're waiting for test results.
We have Dark and
I've been working really hard on that.
Kamikaze
Okay?
Ness heading up that channel on Brazers. And dude, when I was doing the after I finished up the podcast 121, I put the sensor bar over your mouth.
Yeah, I saw that.
My friend mentioned after I uploaded, he's like, "Yo, you should have put the Brazers logo on that." And I'm like, "Fuck,
Yeah, that would have been
Fuck.
funny.
that would have been amazing." And I'm like,
Yes.
I should run this shit by you before I post this stuff. Because I would have gone back. I would have re-exported it. I would have done everything just to put that.
I would have been totally okay with it.
already uploaded.
I would have been totally okay.
That would have been awesome.
That was a lot of tracking to keep that sensor bar over your mouth, by the way. It was fun.
Sure it was.
Yeah, go watch our first ever live podcast, TFT Podcast 121. You can see our faces.
Well, at
Their
least
bodies.
most of our faces. Some of us aren't there.
Some of our faces aren't there.
3 of
A
the
lot of
4
our faces
people
are there, but not all of them. Yeah. And then, of course, don't forget to hit that little heart button on Twitch right there. It's right next to you. Just click it, click it.
Click it.
It's like you love us, we love you, you know? Anybody have anything they want to hint?
Go watch my Arc Let's Play.
Arc Let's Play on your YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
Oh shit! I think it's my name. I don't know how Google works with this shit. I wanted to change it. Yeah, just
Wait, say that one.
We'll
again?
post a
We'll
link.
post a link. We'll post a link. Don't worry about the name. I'll post a link.
Chaos, what are you working on?
We're about to put out some Halloween-themed Let's Plays and whatnot. And also,
What are you
124 is about to come out, and it was a fun League of Legends podcast there. So,
Oh yeah. I had
yeah,
nothing
Siwan
to do
and
with
Kyle, first time together on the podcast.
I just posted the link in the Twitch chat. Also, fun fact.
What are the spooky games?
Soma. Wants to be playing Soma. I heard somebody might be playing Undertale. Not necessarily. It's more like Halloween.
Yeah.
And then we'll also play another Halloween theme game, Finding Isaac Weaver.
Is that the sequel?
Yes, it's the sequel.
And we're going to be judging Zach very harshly on all of the things.
Yep. I'll also be doing Outlast as well.
Awesome. And I am currently cooking up TFT Smash 2.
Yes, we're all looking.
That is in production right now. That is an expected. I think videos will start coming out sometime in November. I'm planning on 12 episodes this time, so double the many episodes. Yeah, so I'm thinking some point in November. I'll post more stuff about it as it gets closer.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Formgird Podcast 130. Until next time, we will see you again.
Ta-ta for now.
TTFN. Get the fuck out.